What's up, guys? This is Adam from esportsheaven.com, and I am here with Joshua Gray, the creative director at ESL. How you doing today, man?
I'm doing really good, really good, really good. Creative producer at ESL.
Sure. I'm sorry, my mistake. So, you know, you're here at Evo, and obviously you've been busy with the ESL Mortal Kombat X League. You know, what do you think of Evo?
Evo's really cool. A lot of people are here, and it's really great to feel that energy from the crowd. Just watch some awesome matches for Killer Instinct, and also seeing a lot of the drama happen between these players from Mortal Kombat X, starting to get into the top 32, top 16, and these matches are quick, super high intensity, and looking forward to more Mortal Kombat X here.
Is this your first Evo?
It is my first Evo.
So what, let's say in a different world, you know, Mortal Kombat X never came out. Do you think you ever would have been introduced to the fighting game community?
Oh yeah, I had been a fan of fighters for a while, and because it's so easy to get into in terms of a viewer, a spectator, it's two people beating each other up, you know, and there's a clear victor. And for me, playing fighting games took a while to really understand the concepts and the fundamentals, but my buddy Brett Beeling and other friends of mine sat me down, we were going through it, and really got to learn a lot about fighting games from Mortal Kombat 9, from Street Fighter, and also playing Killer Instinct. So Mortal Kombat X came out, I picked Katana, she was my main, and I just went to the lab and learned my fundamentals. And now, you know, I love fighting games, not just as a spectator, but also as a player. So,
you say player, does that mean maybe you entered Evo?
I played a couple casual matches, but I'm nowhere near the skill of these guys. I'm much more involved when it comes to telling their stories rather than, you know, playing against them.
Okay, all right. So, being that storyteller, how do you feel like the ESL Mortal Kombat League went, especially given your position?
A huge success. Huge success. I mean, it was a grand slam. We were able to really cultivate a lot of these players. That gave them a lot of great exposure. Got to show off a lot of really cool gameplay, and to see a difference in the meta when it comes to online versus offline. And to have, you know, the top 16 from around the world. It wasn't just US or Europe. We also had Russia there as well. And for each of these players to represent their different country and represent their different region, it really added a lot more of an incentive for players to compete in Season 2. And we're really excited that we were able to announce Season 2.
I think everyone in the fighting game community is really excited about it. I know initially it was no one really expected ESL to kind of make that jump, because they're traditionally more known for other esports, especially in the PC realm. What made you guys decide to jump on Mortal Kombat X sort of as your entrance into fighters instead of other games?
Because I love Mortal Kombat. That's why. I've been a fan of Mortal Kombat for a very long time, and Mortal Kombat X to me is a phenomenal game. I mean, even the story mode I love. I love all the characters, and I love what the game represents. And I felt NetherRealm really hit it out of the park when it came to game design and character development, and I knew that this could be a very big thing when it came to the competitive realm. And so when the plan started to form together, I was all in, and I put everything that I had, everything that I had learned from doing esports for the last 5 years, and to apply it in a way that was still organic and felt real and resonated with fans of fighting games, but also to up the production value and to create a structured league with a set amount of weeks and different regions. And yes, there's an experiment. Of course there's an experiment for everybody, but the best thing to do when it comes to creating something like this is to try it, and if it works, stick with what works, and with what doesn't work, adjust it and continue to move on and improve upon the league. And Season 1 was definitely a huge success, and because of that we can continue to improve it into Season 2, and we're looking forward to announcing more of those details soon.
You bring up a really good point. You know, traditionally the fighting game community hasn't really been that receptive to esports events for one reason or another. Was it really hard to kind of strike that balance to where you felt like you could make them feel comfortable with what you guys were offering, I suppose, if that's the right word?
Difficult or hard? Not really. It's because I knew what I wanted to do, and I consulted with some players, and I talked to guys like Mike Ross and Alex Valle, and I said, hey, you know, here's the idea that I'm doing, this is happening. I want to make sure that, you know, you guys know what's happening, that ESL is getting involved in this scene, and to do it, in my eyes, to do it right the first time. It's very important to me to do it right the first time. And I felt that the players, you know, came first, and we wanted to give them a great experience, both online and offline, and we were able to accomplish that, and the players can speak for themselves. They loved it. They loved the event, and they want more.
Like I said, I think everyone is very excited to see what's more to come. But given your experience in esports, you know, you put one focus in another. Sometimes people miss you in other realms. I know there's a lot of Starcraft fans out there that miss your hosting. Is that something that's ever going to come back, or Is it like, I have another calling, I suppose, now?
Well, it's not always my decision when it comes to who I host for and whatnot, because every development, every company, every developer, every project, they have certain vision, they have certain expectations for their talent or who they want to use, and they're totally up to make that choice. And so I was able to commentate and host for a variety of different games throughout my career, and because of that, I was able to learn so many things of what worked well and what didn't, both as talent and also as a producer, as somebody that was working behind the scenes. And because of everything I was able to learn, and because of working with a number of different people that are very, very talented at what they do, I was able to put a team together to do Mortal Kombat X. And so I know there's a lot of people that want me to do other games, and I try to do the best that I can when I can. But being a producer and creating this league and working with a fantastic team allows me to do a lot of things right the first time. Do a lot of things right that working on different events, like, I think I could do it better, and then being able to do so. And ESL, huge shout out to them, because jumping on board on that team over a year ago and to see the amazing growth in America, and for them to trust in me to put this project together and to execute on this project, it was a gamble for them, an experiment for them, and for any company that moves into a new scene when it comes to any type of these games out here. So yeah, more producing, definitely, hosting when I can, but there's a lot of amazing things down the pipeline for me that I'm very, very excited about, that people will get to see later on.
I guess we'll have to stay tuned then.
Yeah.
So, given that your ESL Mortal Kombat X League is very successful, right? Do you feel like this kind of opens the door maybe for other major esports organizations to invest more in the fighting game community?
Yeah, when we talk about esports organizations, in the end, we're production companies. We're here to tell stories, and those stories are a human story about the best players in the world when it comes to a game. And that story is the same no matter what game it is. Just different games apply to different people. So what we were able to do, at least with ESL, is really open up to show how amazing fighting games are. And other companies may be jumping on board, but when it comes to the production value, when it comes to how we treat the players, and when it comes to really listening to what's been established before us, right? And not to come in and say, all right, we're doing it our way and this is how we're going to do it. It's like, no, we're going to move into the scene. We want to be another pillar in the scene. We want to create a lasting experience, a sustainable experience. They have that type of business model as well, of this isn't a one-hit wonder. We want to build something. We want to create something that provides an ecosystem for these players to take home money that pays their bills, that allows them to become full-time at what they do when it comes to fighting games. So all that is dreams of a lot of people, and it takes a lot of small steps to get to those dreams. But to me, what EVO does, what Combo Breaker does, what CEO does, what different fighting game tournaments around the world do has been fantastic, and those yearly events are great, and we'd love to see them. We'd love to talk to them and see where we can help each other out, or where we can just even plug each other on Twitter. But when it comes to a sustainable league, we want that for the players. And that sustainability builds growth, and that growth builds more sustainability and more money. And it took an experiment with season 1, and it worked. So we hope to continue to build upon that.
Okay, so in the end, the hope is that it all gets bigger, of course. So, final question, man. Who do you think is going to take it?
Well, it's unfortunate to see a couple guys get knocked out, like Nivik and Katana Prime there. Katana Prime just got knocked out by Nivik. But looking at who's making it to the top 16, Big D looks really good. Looks really good today. Sonic Fox, obviously a huge favorite. We'll see how far DJT gets. But I'm going to have to root for my boy Sonic Fox, man. The boy wonder is phenomenal at the game. He plays Katana now, and she's my main. But what he was able to prove at the season finals, was huge. He even came out and said, yo, I'm not playing a 50-50 mix-up character. I'm still able to execute at this level. And if he's able to execute on Aaron Black, able to execute on Katana, the kid knows the game. He knows his timings, and he knows how to read his opponents. And so everybody's gunning for Sonic Fox, and the kid deserves all the success he's getting. So huge shout out to him and all the hard work he puts in.
Of course, he's by far one of the most talented people to come up in the fighting game community in recent years. Well, man, that's all I got for you. Are there any shout outs you want to give or words you want to say to your fans? How can your fans follow you?
A huge shout out again to the ESL team, Brett Beeling, Tommy Bridwell, Cameron Reed, Michael Novak, Andrew Aviles. He works on the combat class with us. Just everybody that's been a part of the ESL team from the very beginning. that really believed in this project. And also, huge shout out to Warner Brothers and NetherRealm for believing in this project as well. And in the end, too, the players and the audience. You guys step behind this, and every week, you know, there may have been a connection issue, there may have been some sort of issue, but people were rallying behind. They wanted to see that next matchup, and we were able to give it to them. And thank you so much, and continue to follow us at ESL Mortal Kombat, and you can follow me on Twitter at Mr. Joshua Gray.
All right, guys, that's all I got. So stay tuned to esportsheaven.com for more coverage of EVO 2015. I'll see you guys.